Laura Kirsty Lobban oifigear leasachaidh Camanachd agus Cluinnidh, a girl san spórs ar a chuair squash. Bhain na buanach I oigri, mus dug jealous do hormon a leasachaidh do boraní harish ar a bed.
As I say, I have an older brother, and I can always kind of remember when we were younger in the school holidays, we would always be dropped off at the local sports club in the morning and then picked up in the afternoon, and from the morning to the afternoon we were always just picking up a racket. The club had tennis, squash, they had racquetball and they had badminton, so it's always been kind of in my life, and yeah, I love it. I look back on it with such fond memories. My brother and my sister-in-law are actually professional squash players, so I mean, I have so much more pride in what they've achieved now, and I leave that to them, the actual squash playing. But yeah, I loved playing squash as a junior, but now with my role as club development manager with Scottish Squash, I think there's so much more to be achieved in a kind of development sense, and I hope to be really proud of what I can kind of do in the women and girls game.
Ha Kirsty cúideach na oifigear leasachaidh san squash na ALBA. Far a bhealí náchas gon cúideach na cheolas na eiche héin in game of Rosnachug.
Scottish Squash had put out the Women and Girls post in January 2020 with a kind of initial investment from Sports Scotland to the development side of the organisation. And Scottish Squash really wanted to put some real focus towards unrepresented groups. One was women and girls, and one remit was to cover young people as well. So I think when the opportunity came about to do the job, I just snapped it up because I was a squash player growing up as a junior. Hopefully it's kind of benefited my knowledge in being staff as well. Yeah, I think, well, I like to think that I know the game quite well, and my brother likes to remind me that I can't play as well as he can. But yeah, I love it, and yeah, I'm excited to see where it can go.
Och jong garage, ha Kirsty Anamachug, mar a hiet oifigear leasachaidh kom an Camanachd ban, agus ha veran mun chumas at Camanachd.
Hugely excited. I think for the Camanachd Association to release this role, it really shows a great kind of vote of confidence for the women and girls game. All I can kind of see the direction that the role is going in is just to kind of engage more women and girls in the game. I think predominantly it's been a male game in the past, but hopefully with this remit now I'm hoping to kind of change that, and I guess the sky's the limit in terms of women and girls shinty. So my role specifically is based around the communities and clubs that shinty kind of plays out of. So initially I want to try and get into as many of those clubs as possible to meet all of the people that have established the game in their community. And then again, it's really just about trying to engage as many women and girls in the sport as possible, trying to raise the profile of the game. And I'd like to do that also within partnership with the Women's Camanachd Association, who have already done fantastic work in the women's game so far.
Le dríoch stéitse mian na ALBA, ha Kirsty náchas lentin a rud a leasachaidh a game, agus barrachd hormon a horsta luch leisich an og.
There's always that difficulty with kind of city sport where there are so many options for kids to get involved in whatever they want to. But I see a lot of benefits to playing the game. You're outside, you're creating relationships within your team, and you know, we all know the benefits of sport to your health and your mental health as well. So you know, I think that may be a factor, but I definitely don't think that that playing shinty should be a barrier because of all of the other options that are out there. I think shinty is a fantastic sport within itself, and I would just encourage anybody to have a go. I think I feel really lucky just to be somebody that's I guess trying to get as many women and girls involved. I could speak all day about, you know, the benefits and I guess I can only talk from my own experience in that I was very lucky to be able to have the opportunity to play sport from a very young age. And I think what I try and do when I go to work is that I try and create opportunities, you know, across the country that anybody can get involved in, and that's what drives me to create as many opportunities I can for young girls and women out there.
Mari rolla Kirsty céir blian an thoiseach, agus hair veran min tamni teach an Camanachd, le immerstin uris an avargar son Cluinnidh vrosnachil Camanachd hogal.
I think there's a huge amount especially with the Shinty role, with it's being the first of its kind. I think the sky's the limit in terms of what can be done. There's a fantastic project coming up for Shinty next year where we're hoping to bring a group of girls to the States to really kind of inspire and hopefully inspire the next generation of Shinty players as well. And I think really just driving kind of projects and initiatives to get more women and girls on Shinty fields across the country. And I really do believe that, you know, anything's possible. I would just encourage anybody out there to watch sport, play sport, be as active as you possibly can be. It's given me so much, and I think, well, I hope that you can kind of hear my passion when I talk about it. You know, the relationships that I've created and still have through playing sport as a junior, and yeah, as I say, I just hope that I can kind of give that back and give young girls and women the opportunity to do what I love doing so much.